I never thought my marriage would reach the point where a joke could change everything, but that's exactly what happened. One night, sitting at the dinner table, my wife made a joke, one she thought was harmless. She laughed and said, "Maybe you should just try my sister if you're so unsatisfied." She smirked as she said it, her fork clinking against the plate. To her, it was just sarcasm. To me, it was the spark that lit the fire I'd been holding back for years. Let me explain. My wife and I had been married for 8 years. At first, things were good, better than good. She was funny, spontaneous, and I felt lucky to have her. But as the years went on, something shifted. She grew distant, cold. Intimacy became rare. Conversations turned into arguments, and laughter disappeared from our home. I kept trying. Date nights, small gifts, open talks, but everything bounced off her walls. She didn't want me anymore, and she made sure I felt it every day. Now, here's where her joke turned into her mistake. Her sister, let's call her Emily, was the opposite of my wife. Warm, caring, always willing to listen. Whenever family gatherings happened, Emily was the one who asked about my job, who noticed when I was quiet, who smiled like she actually meant it. I never acted on it. I buried that attraction deep out of respect. But the night my wife made that joke, something in me snapped. The next week, my wife went out with her friends. She left me at home as usual. Emily came over to drop off something for her sister. We talked, like we always did. But this time, the air between us felt different. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was the way she looked at me when I admitted, half laughing, "Your sister once told me I should try you instead." Emily froze, then laughed nervously, but I saw the blush on her cheeks. That was the moment I knew my wife's joke wasn't going to stay a joke. Days turned into weeks. Emily and I started texting. At first it was innocent, just little check-ins, memes, jokes, but then it grew. Late-night talks about how lonely we both felt, how unappreciated, how tired we were of pretending everything was fine. It was like finding water in a desert I didn't realize I'd been dying in. The first time we crossed the line was almost accidental. A family barbecue, too many drinks, lingering too close when no one was looking. Her hand brushed mine, and neither of us pulled away. Later that night, she found me outside, away from the noise. She said softly, "This is wrong." And I answered, "So is what your sister's been doing to me for years." That was all it took. One kiss, then another. And suddenly, the floodgates opened. We didn't stop. We couldn't. Emily became the place I ran to when my house felt like a prison. She listened. She cared. She gave me what my wife refused to give anymore. It wasn't just physical. It was emotional. She made me feel alive again. Every time we were together, it was like I was reminded I was still a man worth loving. But secrets don't stay secrets forever. My wife found out in the cruelest way. One night, she borrowed Emily's iPad. She wasn't looking for anything. She just wanted to check her emails. But what she found were messages. Dozens of them. Screenshots of texts, late-night confessions, plans to meet up. Every word was a knife. She stormed into our bedroom at midnight, throwing the iPad at me. Her face was red, her hands trembling. "You actually did it?" she screamed. "You actually slept with my sister?" I didn't lie. I didn't even try. I just looked at her and said, "You told me to." That answer broke her more than the affair itself. She realized her joke had backfired in the worst way possible. Her sarcasm had planted the seed, and I had watered it until it grew into something she couldn't control. The aftermath was brutal. She cut off Emily completely, blocked her, refused to speak to her. Family gatherings became war zones. Her parents were disgusted, torn between two daughters who had betrayed each other. And me? I became the villain in every story she told. The man who destroyed his marriage, who crossed the line no one should ever cross. But here's the thing. I didn't regret it. Not for a second. Because for once, I felt like I mattered. For once, I wasn't just the husband sitting in silence while his wife lived like I was invisible. Emily gave me back pieces of myself I thought I had lost forever. My wife filed for divorce within months. She tried to spin the story to make me the monster, but deep down she knew she had pushed me there. She laughed at me, mocked me, froze me out for years, and then handed me the excuse in a single sarcastic sentence. "Try my sister," she said. So I did, and though it burned every bridge, though it left scars on both families, I can tell you this. Revenge has many faces. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's violent, but sometimes it's as simple as taking someone's words and turning them into their worst nightmare. My wife thought she was untouchable, that I would keep swallowing her coldness forever. But the night I chose Emily, I reminded her of something she had long forgotten. Her actions, her words, her neglect had consequences, and those consequences were sitting right in front of her, wearing her sister's smile. So yes, my marriage ended in flames. Yes, I became the man people whisper about. But I also became the man who stopped being a ghost in his own house. And if I had to do it all over again, I would. Because sometimes the cruelest revenge isn't what you plan. It's what you let happen when someone hands you the match and dares you to light it.